Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the introduction and for the very kind invitation to be here. I'm very happy to be back in Greece. I've been in my position working on energy issues at the State Department just since December of last year, and this is already my second trip to Greece, and I have another one planned this year. So you can see that I'm going to be a frequent traveler, so I'm thrilled to be here. So let me state at the outset that the Biden administration has made very clear that promoting Southeast Europe's energy security in ways that align with our shared climate goals is a top US policy priority. This was the case even before Russia began its war of aggression against Ukraine. To enhance energy security, US policy has consistently focused on increasing diversification of energy resources by suppliers, routes, and types. Among the fuel types are nuclear, renewables, and in certain cases, liquefied natural gas. Our policy also emphasizes the importance of transparent and competitive markets to support clean energy innovation and deployment. We aim to promote paths to secure sustainable sources of energy that lead to more rapid decarbonization and strengthen resilience to the effects of climate change. Putin's unprovoked war against Ukraine, the manipulation of energy markets, and the news of horrific atrocities underscore the need for countries in this region and others to reduce dependence on Russian fossil fuels. This war increases the urgency both of achieving energy independence and advancing the clean energy transition so that Russia and other malign actors will no longer be able to use fossil fuels as a weapon or for political influence. This goal is reflected in plans by the European Union, such as the March 8th Repower EU initiative. It also guides the joint US-EU efforts outlined in the March 25th announcement by President Biden and Commission President von der Leyen, establishing the US-EU Joint Energy Task Force to reduce Europe's dependence on fossil fuels. Moving away from Russian hydrocarbons will not happen overnight. It will take years for Southeast Europe to fully disentangle itself from Russia, and the United States is committed to helping with that transition. I know that some countries in the region are still heavily dependent on Russia's natural gas, so the effort to diversify energy sources will be particularly challenging. Looking at Europe as a whole, we cannot easily replace 150 billion cubic meters of gas that was provided by Russia each year. But by diversifying suppliers, routes, and fuel types, reducing overall demand, going down the path of greater energy efficiency, and accelerating the clean energy transition, we know we can meet this challenge. We are working with countries in this region and around the world to advance this effort now and in the critical years ahead. Part of this process involves reorienting energy supplies. We, the US government, had pushed hard to address the negative impact of Nord Stream 2 that pipeline would have had on the European energy landscape. Now we're collectively denying critical technologies and investments that Russia needs to sustain its energy production. And we can't ignore the role that Turk Stream 2 plays in increasing the region's, and more broadly Europe's, dependence on Russian gas. To make up for lost Russian supplies, we have been working with US companies to increase the supply of LNG to Europe. The United States is now the largest supplier this year of LNG to the EU. And we will continue our collaboration with governments and market operators on supply of additional volumes of natural gas to Europe from diverse locations around the world. LNG can help address the immediate security of supply issues while we continue to promote the transition to net zero emissions. The United States, with our short cycle shale gas production, can lead by example by reducing greenhouse gas footprint and eliminating methane leakage. Over the longer term, LNG and the natural gas pipeline infrastructure here and elsewhere can not only meet immediate needs for gas for consumers, but much of it can be repurposed later for use for hydrogen. In addition to the importance of LNG import terminals for diversification, I would note that regional interconnectors between countries are also critically important. Interconnectors increase options not only for gas, but also for electricity trade and delivery from a variety of suppliers, increasing trade and energy security. As more renewable sources come online around the world, electricity interconnectors will play an increasingly important role in meeting global energy demand. And this region has taken some very important steps to diversify its natural gas supply, such as development of floating storage and regasification units in Greece, in Albania, and in Croatia. Also, gas interconnectors, such as the just completed interconnector Greece-Bulgaria, which we hope to see coming online in early October, and future linkages between Bulgaria and Serbia, Greece and North Macedonia, and Croatia and Bosnia and Herzegovina, once realized, will expand the regional access to diverse energy supplies. We're looking forward to the day when Europe gets gas and electricity from a diverse array of suppliers, including the Eastern Mediterranean, North Africa, the Caucasus, and Central Asia, all of which will provide more opportunities to import LNG, including from the United States, and other non-Russian sources. We would urge the region to continue to look for opportunities to make its energy systems more independent. Of course, the Biden administration is clear that over time, true energy security will be achieved through a clean energy transition that moves our countries away from fossil fuels and uses more locally available, renewable, and alternate sources. And they include hydro, solar, geothermal, and wind. We also believe that nuclear power needs to be part of the solution. Traditional nuclear, and then also moving towards small modular reactors. And we're collaborating with some in this region on that front as well. In all of this, we are clear-eyed about the severity of the climate crisis, both at home and abroad. We see it as a national security and economic security imperative. And we also believe there's no contradiction between ensuring sufficient energy supplies in the short term and immediate term and working toward the clean energy transition. We have to keep our eye on both simultaneously. The clean energy transition is benefiting our economies and our societies also by accelerating innovation, whether from carbon capture, utilization, and storage, or other abatement technologies, or from deploying at scale zero carbon energy technologies, such as advanced nuclear and clean hydrogen. So the way ahead is not easy, but we have in our sights some solutions that we can jointly pursue together. And to conclude, thank you very much for allowing me to be part of this. And the United States looks forward to working with all of you and your colleagues in the region towards greater energy security. Thank you.